Last weekend I was given 2 huge boxes of second-hand books. It was wonderful because free books, but these boxes of books actually ended up having a really profound and quite emotive, I guess, effect on me. As I was looking through these books, my mum turned to me in a kind of jokingly fashion that one day my books will be in a box, just like these. At the time it was really funny, but ultimately she's right. One day I will die and one day I will cease to exist, and my books will outlive me. They will carry on being read and will be shared by so many different readers. It's strange because I think when you buy a book and when you read a book, you feel like it's such a personal experience, as if no one has ever experienced this book before. Especially I think if you own the book, it feels like you are the one and only reader. But as I was sitting surrounded by all of these books, I realised that I was surrounded by someone else's collection of books, and ultimately their collection of memories and a tiny little bit of their life. It felt so poignant to me that I was going to be the next reader of these books that this person decided to keep and maybe made a really profound impact on their life and maybe changed the decisions they made and changed their outlook on life and society. This experience emphasised to me the power of a book as an object. One of my favourite theorists to kind of study was Wolfgang Iser, and he's a part of, I guess, the reader response theory. And kind of this moment of me sitting here with secondhand books really reminded me of his idea that a text isn't really a text until it has a reader. A text needs a reader just as much as it needs an author. I'm going to quote from Wolfgang Iser now. I'll put like a bibliography in the description of this video. Iser says, "The work is more than the text, for the text only takes on life when it is realised." Iser goes on to say that the literary text is something like an arena in which reader and author participate in a game of the imagination. What I'm trying to say using Iser is that I do see the literary text as a mirror, and I do think the way your disposition, as he says, affects the way you kind of read and interact with a piece of writing. But what really stood out to me is that the majority of these books are annotated, and the person who owned them, her name was Sheila, who I've never met before, I have no knowledge of her life. She recorded thoughts when she was reading and what she felt about the book, and some quite emotive pieces, and some more academic and intellectual, I guess, analytical, really, way of looking at the text. And through looking at the text as an object, completely ignoring what the texts actually are, whether it's The Dubliners by James Joyce or The Collector by John Fowles, her annotations become as much a part of the text as the text itself. When we're looking at literature, we're so often told to not look at the cover, don't view the book as an actual physical object. You know, what's inside is what counts. But sometimes I think we do need to look at the book as an object, because not all books are kind of linear. And I think it's a really interesting and sometimes challenging way of looking at a text to really think of, well, where does the text begin and where does it end? Are the annotations part of the text? Are the stickers and stamps inside a part of the text? I mean, what is a text? In this collection of books, there are some really, really beautiful stickers where Sheila actually has noted down her name and address and has made them really, really personal. This collection of books spans from when Sheila was 15 until she was a grown woman, when her surname changed to a different one, and I kind of guess that's when she maybe married. The addresses also changed from Newcastle to Singapore. The stamps and annotation also kind of suggest that maybe she was teaching English, as Sheila's noted down questions for her class. Or maybe these books didn't always belong to Sheila, just as they haven't always belonged to me. From now on, I think I'm going to write my name in the corner of every book and leave little notes and annotations to the future readers who will read my books long after I'm gone. Ultimately, as this annotation suggests, a book is something to think with, and the thinking shouldn't start and end with just what is typed on a page.